Welcome aboard Bus 1. We are on our way to Bear Dance, Montana, and we've got some time to kill. Let's play some trivia. Gamers, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, it's Logan.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Hello, friends. It's me, Dante.
I'm the offer you can't refuse.
Alright,
What? Were you already laughing at my introduction?
Yeah.
Wow, weird introduction, Dante.
I know, that
Sorry.
was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, so many of you have probably heard these rules by now, so much that it's like riding a bike at this point. But either way, I'm still going to give them to you straight from the horse's mouth. There are 3 rounds of questions, 15 questions total. The level 1 questions are worth 1 point, level 2 questions are worth 2 points, 3 worth 3 points. As always, there's no Googling any answers or you're going to go down in flames.
Can I guess what the topic is already?
Not yet.
I was wondering if these were all clues. I'm like, why are you talking so weird?
We know you're very old.
Once per game.
Oh my gosh, okay, whatever.
The host will give a fake answer to one of the questions. Players can challenge what the host reveals, and if you are correct in challenging an incorrect answer, you will be awarded with 3 additional points. But if you're wrong, you will lose 3 points. So to make a long story short, challenge what you think is wrong.
Okay.
My eyes are already rolling back into my head.
As always, at the end of the game, the person with the most points wins. So, Dante, have you gotten wind of what this episode theme might be about?
Is it phrases that make me want to punch you in the face?
Pretty close. But you know what? I'll go ahead and say you've hit the nail on the head.
I hate you.
The theme for this week is idioms.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, when you were speaking all of those phrases, I was like really sure that it was going to be national parks, so I was way off. I was like, oh yeah, this is clearly national parks.
Yeah,
Why?
I was
Because it said
literally
horse?
going to say that. I was going to guess that too.
See?
I had some other phrases ready for if you're going to struggle with what it was for a bit there.
Can you define an idiom?
Yeah, an idiom is just kind of like a common expression that has been adapted into English. It usually is metaphorical in nature. Yeah, I'll give you some examples of other ones that I didn't end up using because Dante ruined it. So. Other examples are like go on a wild goose chase. And your guess is as good as mine.
I don't know.
And let the cat out of the bag. You can lead a
spilled
horse
the
to
bean?
water, but you can't make him drink. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the
It's now
title of
occurring
this...
to me
How many there are?
It's occurring to me, no, not how many there are, how poorly these translate to other languages.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you were to just like try to say one of these things in another language, you'd be like, what?
Actually,
What?
yeah, when I was looking into this topic, that is like one of the most talked about things. Actually, it's way easier to find like lists of idioms by people that are like teaching other people how to use English. Because it's one of the hardest things to understand in the English language.
That's what I had a friend who in high school was from Germany, and one of her interests were idioms, and like I would always, so I told my grandma about it because she's from the country, and so she has lots, like I feel like it's like a folk thing, I don't know where, like, and so she uses them a lot, and so still to this day, it's been like 7 years, and my grandma will still like list off idioms to me, like, oh, doesn't your friend want to know? Yeah.
That's so good.
I am gonna be so happy just going through this episode. It's just gonna be so good.
When I recently thought about idioms, like you were saying, people in other languages would have a really hard time. In my last job, there was like a group call that we would have with people from Colombia and people from Hong Kong and people from America, and there was like one of the people would use the phrase 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. Have you heard that?
I think.
Yeah.
It basically means like, you could do it either way. It doesn't really matter. But they would use it so often that they would just shorthand it to 6 in one. Which, like, the phrase itself, if you're a non-English speaker, already doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But then if you just cut off half of it, I was like, how does anyone... I can't imagine, like, being a person from Hong Kong on this call and just like, what is going on? What?
Anyway, so this isn't rocket science, but hopefully you won't bite off more than you can chew. So
Oh my
pull
God.
yourself together and throw caution to the wind. The ball
This
is
is
in your
terrible.
court.
Okay,
Stop.
I can't.
Break a leg.
I want you to know every single time you said one, I just did like Jim stare off into the distance as if there's a camera watching me. Because I'm just like.
So I will let you know, I thought about putting like scripts throughout the entire thing to really like, saturate the episode. But I ended up not doing that. I probably will still use extra idioms, but
Thank you.
I didn't write them down ahead of time.
I like it. It's
You
kind
can't
of
see it.
cool.
You can't see it, but underneath the camera view, Logan is driving a tack into his knee right now.
I think it's cool
Frustration.
because when do we ever just imagine if that's how we communicated, fully, how we. It's I just think that's so cool. We never use them all in
Nothing
multiple
literal.
sentences.
Everything is a metaphor.
no.
Yeah, imagine that. That would be crazy.
So, I think with that, we're going to jump right into round one. So in this round, all of the questions are going to be multiple choice. Everything in this episode will require the buzzer.
Oh.
As soon as someone buzzes in, I'm going to stop reading the question and options. So you can buzz in early.
Okay.
You can. I'm just going to stop reading the question.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay, so question 1. To break the ice is a common phrase that means to break down a social stiffness in order for things to be more comfortable. Which of the following options explains the origin of the idiom? A. Prior to a gathering with food and drink, a block of ice would be broken. B. Fishermen breaking the ice in a river to gain access to fish. C. Originally used by Shakespeare as a metaphor in The Taming of the Shrew. D. An icebreaker vessel cutting through the ice to create a pathway. Dante.
I'm gonna say I'm very tempted to say Shakespeare because I feel like Shakespeare invented most things in the English language. But I'm gonna say B. Fishermen in a river.
That is incorrect. Fisherman is incorrect. Logan.
I'm gonna go with A because it seems like the least interesting one. So probably the one that's the most real life.
With the gathering with food and drink, right?
Yes.
That is also incorrect.
No.
Rachel.
Okay, I was also gonna say A, but since that's wrong, I think I'm gonna go with the most boring one because I feel like this is an old one that has just been around for so long that no one really knows. So I'm gonna go with the most vague, which is the last one. I think is the last one, which is just breaking ice, right, to make a pathway.
That is also incorrect.
Dang it!
No
See, Shakespeare
way.
makes everything.
No one gets a point. It
Alright,
was
that's fine.
originally used by Shakespeare. So
Wow.
I'm not going to read the Shakespearean passage because it's
No,
Shakespeare.
you have to.
I don't. I
You
don't
have to do it in an
Thou
accent.
musteth. That was bad. Sorry.
I'll read just the one line. And if you break the ice and do this feat, there you go. So the context
But
that it
why
was
did he
used.
say that?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
context that was used. He's suggesting that approaching a woman by getting to know her father first will break the ice. But being Shakespeare and never letting us off with a single meaning, he's also talking about the ice-cold demeanor of the feisty Catherine. It was also used by the 17th century poet Samuel Butler. I believe it was the next time it was recorded. Here's some other idioms that Shakespeare created. Dish fit for the gods, foaming at the mouth, in stitches, wearing your heart on your sleeve, and one fell swoop.
Interesting.
So starting off strong with 0 points.
I'll take it.
We're all tied. We're all in
Yeah.
this together.
We're all listen. I think this is all of us against Bryce. Really.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are just...
Well, he's winning.
You're going off the classic idiom, Slow and steady wins the race.
That's true.
It's time to stop.
All right.
It's time to stop. Okay?
No more.
So the beginning of this question, this part is going to be edited out to whoever is editing this, and it's going to be a sneezing effect. So it's going to be a sneezing effect that happens now. Bless you. When people sneeze, we usually say a variation of God bless you or the German Gesundheit, meaning health. Other countries and languages use different expressions. Which of the following is not used as a response? To be clear, before I read these off, yes, I've translated them into English. So I'm reading them off as English. Yeah. So here are your options. A. Be free in Mongolian. B. Achoo in Kyrgyz. C.
Wait, hang on. I need to clarify. This is like what? So let's say I sneeze. Achoo.
This is someone's
what
response.
You would say.
Yep.
To my sneeze.
In their language.
Yes.
Okay.
C. Elation in Arabic.
Ooh.
And D. Go away kitten in Serbian. Dante.
And it's which of these is not?
Is not used as a response.
D is so tempting, but the fact that it's in there makes me think
I
it
want
is
that
real.
to be real so
But
bad.
I would. Yeah, I have to go with D.
You are wrong.
Oh my god,
that is
so
used.
good.
In Serbian, it's used for children. Usually is what it says. But yeah, go away.
Oh, is
kitten.
it like because they're allergic to cats?
No, because they sound like kittens. Achoo.
Aww.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
I guess.
Logan.
I don't think you own a cat, Bryce.
What was A?
A is be free in Mongolian.
I like that one, but I'm guessing A.
That is correct.
Woo!
Nice job. And yeah, so
Thanks.
the actual
Golf clap.
response in Mongolian is "May God forgive you," which is one that's used pretty commonly across different languages. I didn't get actual numbers, but the one that I noticed the most when looking through this is just health, just responding health. There's some that there is no response. There's a lot that are variations of God bless you. But my favorite is the Kyrgyz one, though. Just saying achoo back at them after they sneeze.
great.
It's hilarious.
That's
to me.
the one I was gonna
Do they
guess as
say
well.
it? Do they say it with like a shitty face where they're like, "Oh, achoo"?
My other question though is do people sneeze differently in different cultures? Because that's what was kind of stumping me. I was like, I don't know, because what if someone sneezes? What if it's a cultural thing to sneeze differently?
That is such an interesting question. When I was in Hong Kong, people, it was more mainland versus there's a cultural distinction between mainland Chinese and Hong Kongers. But mainland Chinese people typically didn't cover their
sneeze?
mouth as much. It was more of a cough than a sneeze.
Yeah.
I feel like Americans are very stifled. You know.
Yeah.
Also, I would say bless you, and people just didn't do it. They were very confused what I was saying or why I was even saying it to them. Which is fair.
China and Japan were both two of the countries that usually don't say response to sneeze.
Ah.
Which honestly is that just makes sense. It's such a normal everyday thing for people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, at work now, every time we have one office where all of us are. There's 6 of us. So anytime someone sneezes, you just have to say, bless you. And if you don't, then you're I'm so rude. Why would I have not said bless you?
Yeah. How dare you not exercise the demons out of my nose?
But it happens every day.
Yeah, that was.
It'd be like if someone took a drink of water next to you, and then you have to clap your hands 3 times or something ridiculous.
Good job.
The original question was going to be about the origin of us saying bless you, but there's not really a clear origin. One of them is the demons leave, and then there's
Your heart
one
stops.
that it was heart stops. That's another one, and then the other one was that it was a small prayer that the Pope said you could say when the bubonic plague was happening.
Does your heart stop when you sneeze?
It's a rumor that it stops. And
how would they know?
That's a good question.
When you're cuddling up in bed with someone, they have.
Okay.
Have you ever sneezed so much that your heart hurts from it?
No.
Oh, well, you guys
Are you
have not
okay?
sneezed.
You should go to the doctor.
You should look at that. Bless you, Rachel.
Yeah. Achoo.
That's what I always thought.
No,
Like the
that's
feeling.
Or what's the other one? Get away, cat. This feels so rude.
Go away, kitten. Get away, cat seems so
That
much
also
more.
Go away, cat.
You know, like jazz people have like catchy things they say in concert.
Yeah.
They're like, "Booyah!" That's like, I feel like that's a jazz call and response. Like, get out of here, kitten.
All right, we should probably keep going because you know what they say: time is money.
You don't have one of these for each question, right?
No, the longer you take, the more time I have to think of one.
That's our incentive to speed up.
Question number 3. With the pandemic raging over the last couple of years, many people have been feeling under the weather. Which of the following offers an explanation of the idiom under the weather? A. Injured soldiers would remain under tents to protect from the weather. B. Workers would fall ill after being exposed to weather. C. Sailors feeling ill would go below deck to protect from the weather. Dante.
I'm pretty sure it's C. I feel like I've heard this before.
That is correct.
Heck yeah.
Dang
Wait,
it.
what was it?
Sailors go below deck.
Sailors would go below deck when they were sick to get out of the weather. But yeah, you didn't let me read off my last option that I made up, so I'm going to do it anyway.
Go ahead.
The other option was, it actually comes from the homophone and originally was asked whether or not someone felt well. I was pretty proud of that answer.
That's
not
pretty
gonna
good.
lie.
That's pretty good.
Whoa.
Okay.
Now I'm just like pondering why and how this like travels. Like, was this because people came over to America on ships?
I think there were a good number of idioms that came from just like sea things. I don't have a list of them.
It's just weird.
Ready, but like
People found some clams and they just
when you
whispered
have,
idioms to their ears. Actually, that's what happens when you put a
Idioms
conch shell
come
up your
from
ear.
clams.
You're like,
you
you
have-
listen, you'll
It
hear the
tells you
ocean,
a cool
and it's
new
like,
thing to say.
raining cats and dogs.
Does that mean we can just make up our own idioms and make them a thing? Like right
Yeah,
now?
my gosh.
100%.
I think we do.
I think
a
by
great
the end
idea.
of this episode, we need to come up with our own idiom for
Yeah,
sure.
I
I
think,
think
so
we should
too.
start, every time Bryce says one, we should come up with one to make him stop.
But yeah, I think generally, just when there is a group of people that are around each other a lot, they start to just have
Yeah.
phrases, right?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 4. See, I didn't do an idiom that time.
Thanks.
Throughout the game, you may be willing to cheat, but I'm not willing to turn a blind eye. Which story is commonly attributed as the origin of the phrase, turn a blind eye? A. Refers to revealing a bluff in poker. B. British admiral purposefully ignored signal to disengage in battle. C. Greek oracle looking inward for answers from the goddess Theia. Or D. Hockey referees would turn away when a fight ensued. Logan.
I'm going to guess C, the Greek oracles.
That is incorrect.
No! That one is the only one that actually made sense to me.
I was also gonna guess that one since I buzzed in next. Because it sounded like you didn't know how to pronounce the goddess's name.
Yeah.
So that's why I went for
You
it.
gotta
He did
throw
it
a
on
little
purpose.
You gotta throw a little bit of truth into your false answers.
See, you don't know this, but Bryce actually rehearsed this entire hosting for 5 hours leading up to this call.
So now I don't remember the other ones.
I can read them off to you.
Okay.
So A is refers to revealing a bluff in poker. B, British admiral purposefully ignored signal to disengage in battle. Or D, hockey referees would turn away when a fight ensued.
I'm gonna go with A.
That is incorrect.
See, none of these actually sound like, because if it's the origin of turning a blind eye, then I feel like it should be related to a blind person or eyes.
Or like
but
a
all of them are
pirate.
just
Made
like
sense to me because
examples of when I
little
would
and
use
big
it.
blind. Poker has a little and big blind, so that would have been my second
and you
guess.
got
And then the
blind
oracle
man's-
has the little eyes,
Mm-hmm.
because they have the eyes out of their head and they have the eyes. I don't know what eyes have to do with hockey refs or whatever the other one was.
Dante,
So
you
is
get a
it-
guess.
What was B?
Oh.
Admiral? I'll do the Admiral
Yeah,
one. I feel like
go
it's
with that.
older than hockey.
That is correct. Yeah. So this is a really interesting one, to me at least. So this is a specific admiral, Admiral Horatio Nelson, in the 1801 naval battle of Copenhagen. So, the two admirals were disagreeing in the middle of the battle whether or not they were able to still engage in battle. And Horatio Nelson is blind in one eye. So the other admiral put up his flags signaling to retreat, and he says this quote, "You know, Foley, I have only one eye, and I have a right to be blind sometimes. I really do not see the signal." He would go on to win the Battle of Copenhagen.
Dang.
That is cool. That's badass.
All right. Question number 5. Often used when revealing some juicy gossip. The idiom, spill the beans, is likely drawn from which of the following? A. Coffee spilled in shock in response to stories. B. Ancient Greek process of voting with colored beans in a vase. C. Contraband disguised as bags of beans that are opened. Or D. Harvesters would tell gossip while picking beans. Dante.
I have to say, these are excellent choices. I think you did a really good job with this question. I love the idea of spilling coffee every time you hear gossip, just from how ridiculous people were. But I will go with what was B? What was the second one?
B was ancient Greek process of voting with colored beans in a vase.
Oh, I like that one too. Yeah, I'm gonna go with B.
That is correct.
Ooh.
I knew that one.
I'm on a hot streak.
Nice.
What do you say in Pong? 3 fire for fire. What? I haven't played Pong, clearly.
No, you got it. You got it.
I think it's when it rains, it pours. That's got to be it, right?
That's it. Well
so yeah, the process of voting. So white beans meant yes, black or brown beans meant no. And literally, if someone spilled the vase of beans early, the election results would be revealed. There is some dispute on this one. That's why I've worded the question as likely drawn from, but it doesn't regularly get used until much later.
I think we should use that method now. I think that would get rid of all the election fraud scandals. I think. If we
there's no room for
thrown in a vase.
Yeah,
but okay, this is my question because I feel like spill the beans is outdated now because spill the tea is the new version.
That was
of
also
that
I thought you were gonna
same
say.
idiom.
That was actually also something when I was looking this up. One of the reasons that people argue against this being the true origin is because you can fill it with other nouns besides beans. But it's it's good enough.
I feel like tea was really modern though. Was it not? I only ever heard that
I'm
only a
thinking
couple
when they
years ago.
spilled the tea in the whatever river.
I'm not entirely
Revolution?
sure. I would guess that one is more
Is that
modern.
where that came from? That would be hysterical if it was just like a
That
super
is the
long
first thing I
lag
thought
time,
of.
200-year lag to get into the zeitgeist.
If you are listening to the podcast and we're at the Boston throwing of the Tea Harbor,
Boston Tea Party.
Call it the Boston Tea Party. Oh my god.
The Boston throwing of the Tea Harbor.
the famous event.
I honestly think that phrase came from that one picture of Kermit the Frog where he has the Lipton iced tea and he's drinking it. I think that's where it came from.
Well, you know what they say.
No, I don't. Please tell me.
I was really trying to make up an idiom, but I had literally no ideas.
It's a weird
You know
one.
what they say? We just opened a whole can of worms.
Yeah.
There you go.
You were trying to make hay while the sun was shining.
Was I? Is that what I was doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where are we standing at the end of round 1?
0. Woo.
Trace.
What?
I think I'm
You have
frozen,
3
actually.
points?
Mhm.
See,
You
I
are
got the last
frozen.
3.
I have
That's why
one point.
I said fire. I'm on fire. Is that what you say?
Oh.
Still don't know. Stop, drop, and
You know
roll.
what they say. Fire. I'm on fire.
You can tell I went to a lot of parties in college.
All right. So for round 2, these also all are in the same format. I will be slowly providing you with more and more context to the origin of an idiom. And the first person to buzz in with the correct idiom will get 2 points.
Oh, I like this.
This is cool.
All right. The earliest recorded occurrence of this idiom is in 1952. The idiom was first used in the UK. This idiom is likely based on a board game. Oh,
No, I should not have buzzed
okay,
in.
you're buzzed in.
My brain went and I was like, yeah, that's an idiom, right? No. So I'll just say what came to my brain, which is, you sunk my battleship. Which is not an idiom.
How would you use that in a day-to-day life, Dante? Please.
I think it would be like,
Do you say that outside of the board game?
all
I've
the
never
time.
heard that said outside
all the time.
of
You ever like,
Battleship.
okay, have you ever been like, you like came back to your car when you were shopping at the mall, and you came back to your car and a bird pooped on your windshield, and you're like, oh man, you sunk my battleship.
I have not, but now I will.
Yeah, every time I'm
Only
in
in
that
that
exact
situation.
scenario.
Yeah.
Oh man. So it's not. That's surprisingly not correct. It's not that one. I'm gonna keep going unless someone else wants to buzz in now. So to refresh,
No, I need one more.
1952 UK, based on a board game. The game actually originates from ancient India. The name of the game, Logan, is that a real buzz?
Is it Checkmate?
Ooh, good guess. But
That is a good
no,
guess.
That
Is it not Checkmate? Because
I
I'm
was
like,
gonna say
India.
that
I think
too.
chess started in India. Oh, I was so sure about that.
That was a really good
Yeah.
guess. I was hoping you would guess that. Next
course.
is
It's all going according to plan.
name of the game is Snakes and Ladders. I
Snakes
guess you
and
don't have to.
ladders?
You don't have to buzz in until I'm done giving clues at this point.
Wait,
Um,
does anybody else not know about snakes and ladders? I
It
know
shoots and ladders.
I'm going to keep going.
Keep going.
The phrase was used when a player fell back to the bottom row. All right,
I was just gonna say, "Oops." That's the first thing that came to mind.
that's incorrect.
The classic idiom.
Oops.
So I feel like
I had to
I'm
guess because
gonna
you guys
on this
did.
one. I do have one more clue,
Do it.
but you guys all buzzed in already.
Can you clear it so
Yeah.
then we can all? Okay.
Here we go. Another way to say the idiom is, we are back where we started. Logan, you want to give it a go?
Is it? Oh shit! Here we go again.
No? Have any of you played Shoots and Ladders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I buzzed in. Can I say it?
Yeah, Dante. Sorry, go ahead.
Back to square one.
That is correct. Yes.
Oh, that's it.
That
Yeah.
makes so much sense.
Oh, my camera's not working, so you couldn't see my sick dab.
That must be really frustrating for a lot of people who knew off of like the second.
Oh,
clue.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
we
they
have
were
no
so
idea.
Then they
mad.
listen for like 10 more minutes as we struggle until they tell us what the idiom literally means.
So, I mean, it was called Snakes and Ladders when the UK adapted it, and then when the US adapted it, that's when it was changed to Shoots and Ladders. Cool. All right. Moving on to question number 7. Okay. So this idiom is an iconic part of a legend from the 11th century. The legend is from England. People were suffering under oppressive taxation. The Earl refused to lower taxes. His wife appeals to the Earl on behalf of the people. Dante.
Is it? Oh, frick! I was thinking of something else. I was gonna say let them eat cake, or no, have your cake and eat it too. I think I'm getting two different things confused, but I think both of them are wrong, so it's okay.
I will give you that both of those are idioms and neither one are correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap, 11th century England, the legend is about people suffering under oppressive taxation. The wife appeals to the Earl, who's refusing to lower taxes. That's what we got so far. Next one. The Earl offers to lower taxes if the wife rides through the town naked on a horse.
This is a twist.
This sounds like sexism.
The wife issues a proclamation that all
Welcome to
persons
world history.
stay indoors and shut their windows.
What?
The name of the wife is Lady Godiva. You might be familiar with the
Like from
legend.
the Queen song.
Like the chocolate.
One person, a tailor, disobeyed her proclamation.
I got nothing.
I have no idea.
Man.
This is the most famous instance of voyeurism. The idiom refers directly to the tailor.
I have no idea.
I
know
literally
I can't guess,
don't know.
but I'm really still trying to think of something.
All right,
Directly
I'm out
to
of
the tailor.
I'm out of clues,
did
but
look?
I'm going to yes. Yep. Oh, Logan.
I'm gonna guess.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, it's not an idiom. It's just like a phrase. Was his name Tom, perchance?
Would you like to say the entire phrase?
Peeping Tom?
That is correct.
Is
Yes.
it? Okay, good.
See, I thought of that a while ago, but I didn't think it was an idiom.
Well, it is.
I just thought it was like a cool nickname.
This is it's interesting. It's definitely from that story, but there is no record of the event even happening to begin with, let alone there being a peeping Tom. So while this is a legend based off of a real person, Lady Godiva from the 11th century, the story is completely made up. In fact, actually, the Earl and Lady Godiva actually treated the people pretty well. Like, she donated to charities all the time, and like it was made up like a few centuries later, basically. There you go. That is Peeping Tom. So that is 2 points to Logan.
Got one.
Question number 8. This idiom comes from medieval Europe. It was the title of an occupation. It was used in the Catholic Church, related to the canonization process.
Oh, I know this one.
Dante.
Devil's advocate.
That is correct.
What was that word you just said?
Yeah, I'm not Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Advocate. Devil's advocate?
No,
I've heard of that, but what was the
the
big
canonization.
long C word?
Canonization.
when they pick a new
Cannibalization.
pope.
Canonization.
It's when they pick the pope. Or no, I'm sorry. No, that's not. I'm false. It's when they turn people into saints.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, so basically before they instituted a devil's advocate, there's too many people that were being canonized as saints. So they created this role of devil's advocate basically for them to argue against the candidate's character. And it still is an active role in the church.
They're just like, who's the biggest dick we know?
Yeah. Yeah. All right,
Oh,
question
God.
9. This idiom originates from around the 1890s.
I love how you pause after just giving us a date. Like,
The
we'll
first
know.
You never know.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Never know.
I know
Like,
that
I know
one.
exactly when idioms were founded. Were
It comes-
likely founded.
It comes from the United States. It relates to baseball. Specifically related to bad weather. It referred to it referred to
Oh, wait, Logan.
I
Logan
buzzed.
buzzed in.
oh,
He
there you
buzzed.
go.
Is it raining cats and dogs?
It is not.
Oh,
No.
that's a clever
Wow.
guess.
I don't
What a
remember
rookie,
the
what a
origin of
rookie
that
guess,
one.
Logan.
I don't think there was a clear origin of that one, if I remember right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It was probably just like in a writing one time, and they're like, "Yep, it's a thing now." Yeah. Okay. So bad weather, baseball, 1890s. That's what we got. So it specifically referred to an item given to fans. This item was used to attend a rescheduled game that had been postponed due to weather.
Oh,
Rachel?
rain check?
That is correct.
Wow, I got a point.
Nice.
And it was on a
That's
baseball
good.
question. I don't know
Not
anything about
only
baseball.
did you get
Dang.
1 point, you got 2 points.
Oh my God.
Oh, because it's round two.
That's so many.
Up is down.
Not only did I get 2 points, I got 3 points.
You just keep going.
I think I won, guys.
3, I got 4. Wow, 5?
You guys are too kind.
Yeah, so this was a literal like rain check ticket they would give to people when a game was canceled, and they would bring it back to go to the rescheduled game.
That's cool.
Interesting.
So it is time for the last question of round 2. So the origin of this idiom, or at least when it was popularized, is 2007. It is based on a movie. It was a comedy. The movie stars Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman.
Oh, what?
What? 2007?
No, come on.
Morgan
I'm
Freeman?
thinking of one, and I can't be it.
I'm thinking of
It
it,
was-
but I
wait,
can't think of the name.
This is the origin of it?
It's the
I can't
title
think
of
of
the
a
movie.
Okay.
Dante.
But this isn't actually where the the idiom
Say
doesn't
it.
come from this.
Say it.
It's the bucket list.
That is correct.
But that's not
Oh.
where the idiom comes from.
That is where it comes
It does
from.
come from the movie.
No!
Yeah, I knew that. I just haven't seen the movie. I didn't know Jack Nicholson was in it.
Hold up. Hang on. Are you telling me
Yeah.
that the idea of a bucket list, like, oh, what's on your bucket list, only came around since the movie The Bucket List?
Basically.
Was that really made in 2007?
Yeah, 2007, yeah. So obviously, like, the phrase kick the bucket, that's been around much, much longer.
Right.
Aw.
There's different
a good metaphor.
explanations of that one. One is like someone committing suicide with standing on a bucket and then kicking it out from underneath
Oh, that's
Oh, jeez.
dark.
them. Yeah, and then there's another one I didn't fully understand about pigs, and when they are killed, they kick a bucket. I don't know, but either way, the phrase was likely used by like small groups of people here and there. The person who made the movie, in other words, the director.
Yep. Who made it?
That's what that is.
Yeah, he said that he started using the phrase much earlier in like the 80s or 90s, but it was not used popularly until the movie came out in 2007.
Me and my family definitely use that phrase.
Oh yeah,
I would
everyone
have
does.
conversations about that all the time. Before the movie came out, though, of like, oh, what's on your bucket
I
list?
doubt
Like,
it.
that was a normal thing.
Doubt it.
You remember before 2007? I don't know.
do. No, well, 'cause I have a distinct memory of like watching the trailer for the bucket list. And there's a moment in the trailer where it's like, what's on your bucket list? And he's like, what's a bucket list? This is, I want to say, not an impression of either of those actors,
No, I think
just
it's
to be
perfect.
clear.
This is Morgan Freeman.
And it was
It sounds like
it's
Jack
everything.
Nicholson.
It's everything you want to do. No, I can't do it. I can.
That was, I mean, at least I could tell which of the two you were going for.
Fair.
I could not tell.
How do you do a Jack Nicholson? I don't know. Anyway, there's like, it's everything you want to do before you kick the bucket. And I remember like thinking to myself, like, yeah, duh. Everyone knows what that is. Like, you didn't have to explain it. That was a
Sounds
little
like you
corny.
should challenge this question, Dante.
Oh, honestly, I think I will.
In the middle of the round?
Yeah,
Do it.
100%.
Do it.
Because
Do
I
it.
Are
do
you
not think
challenging?
that. Yes, I'm 100% challenging.
You're wrong. It is from
I'm
the
so
movie
furious.
Bucket
This is
List in
not where this-
2007.
Wow, that was
Wow.
anticlimactic.
I'm so upset. All right, well, there goes 3 points.
But there's definitely a possibility that it was used more like freely before the movie, but there is no recorded like it's not written down anywhere. It's not
okay.
used in any media. It's not used.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Before we move on to round 3, I think it's time for a short ad break. Dante, you want to give us
No.
your ad?
Bus One Trivia is brought to you by the vase, the voting vase that holds all the beans to Grecian elections. Don't you dare tip it over, or we'll kill you. The voting vase.
Wow.
All right. Well, where are we at with points going into round 3?
2. Dose.
3.
I have 6, but I should have 9 if I didn't challenge.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah, I got
All
three
right.
of those origin questions.
Nice.
Oh.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, hey, don't worry, Rachel or Logan. You know, it ain't over until the fat lady sings. So we still got round 3 for this round. So generally, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Nice.
But in this case, it's also going to count in round 3. So in this round, at least for the first 3 questions, I will be just giving you the idiom, and you will be attempting to provide the origin of the idiom.
What?
And the
Incredible.
person
Ooh, I
who's
like that.
closest will get the points.
Is this just
Ooh,
based
okay.
off of I feel like these are all just based off of board games. Each round is a different board game.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ready.
Remember, you can buzz in at any point that I'm reading the question.
Wait, is it just who's closest? Everybody answers, or is it buzz in?
If someone buzzes in and I think they are close enough to the answer, I will give them the 3 points.
Whew.
Okay.
It's a lot of subjective judgment.
Exactly. That'll be great. What happened in the clowns episode?
It's too many things that were just...
Sam gave Logan. He gave you the points for...
he gave you 2 points for saying Charlie Chaplin.
He gave me 2 points for getting the very wrong answer and did not give Alec 2 points for getting almost correct answer.
Like, well, Logan said something, so...
We will be going off of the Charlie Chaplin rules.
Oh my god.
Wait, what does that mean? So whoever's the closest?
Rachel, you're clearly not a fan of the
idiom.
podcast.
This is our inside idiom. We're going Charlie Chaplin rules.
There you go.
Well, I'm not in this inside, but whatever.
Just listen to the clown episode. You'll hate the trivia, but love the episode.
It's the worst.
All right, question number 11. The idiom, the whole 9 yards, is used to refer to doing everything possible or available. Please provide the known origin of this idiom. Logan.
For some reason, I think it has to do with like the movie industry.
Okay.
Or like it's like the entire production crew or something like that.
Okay.
Of like a film or a TV show or something. I think it has something to do with that.
Okay. Dante.
So I've decided for any of these questions, I know I'm not going to get close, so I'm just going to try to give a decent answer that is entertaining to me. So I think, what's the woman's name that sewed or created the
Ross.
American flag? Betsy Ross, thank you. So when Betsy Ross, there was a big old competition. This is not true. Or maybe it is. There was a big old competition for who could make the Union Jack, right? American flag. And her helpers were like, Betsy, you're going all in on this.
Bet you can't.
How much fabric do you think you're going to need? And Betsy was like, looked at him dead in the eyes and said, I'm going to need the whole 9 yards.
Okay, but I also have to add...
you're going with, it's a direct quote from Betsy Ross.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
but I also have to add for the history's sake that it actually, Betsy Ross might not be the one who did it. I think there's some debate on that. So it might be a woman of color.
Sorry. It was her helper that said, "You're gonna need the whole 9 yards." That's what it was not she who said it.
I think I understand the spirit of your answer, Dante. Rachel, what is your answer?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the origin revolves around railroads because one, we know with like the sailing and baseball, it's like has to be like a crew of people. Like it has to be a bunch of people who've been together around each other for a long time. And 9 yards implies that like the metric system is happening or whatever measuring is happening.
Yards is not metric.
I know it's not metric. And so that means like measuring is happening, which means like Industrial Revolution vibes as it's giving me.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with a bunch of men and they had to build a railroad. And they had to go the full 9 yards to get it done.
I mean, you're all wrong, but I'm going to say the Charlie Chaplin rule applies, and the points are going to go to Rachel.
Woo.
Dang.
So
what?
The answer is the whole 9 yards originates from the original length of the first mass-produced spring click tape measure. So in 1868, a patent was registered in New Haven, Connecticut to Alvin J. Fellows for a new version of the tape measure. So it's the one that stays when you put it out, right? This particular tape measure was quickly adapted by carpenters, which led to the creation of the idiom. So I was thinking, all right, it's a group of carpenters and they're measuring things.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty close to what Rachel said.
Yeah, she was definitely.
I said a group of men.
I really thought I had that.
Little do our contestants know that this was the fake answer. Looks like they were fooled this time.
I'm just going to say a bunch of men make them up each time because I feel like all the ones we've done so far have mostly been white men. So I think
it's
a good base.
Well, one thing to remember also is this is just like English idioms. There are idioms in other languages. And I think just the history of the English language is very white men focused. So, I mean, it makes sense. Question number 12. With a similar meaning as the whole 9 yards, where do we get the idiom, pull out all the stops?
None of us are buzzing now. You have to think hard.
Dante.
Stops.
Oh, okay. My initial thought, I realize, is probably not a good idea. So, I'm thinking stops as in, like, things that stop things from flowing. Like, when you, like, stop up a dam.
Okay.
So, I was thinking it's like, when they're making a dam, originally, they gotta, like, plug up all the holes so they can finish building it. And then when they finish building it, they're like, pull them out. Get them out of there. We don't need them anymore. Pull out those stops.
All right.
Get that cat out of here.
Go away, kitten. All right, Rachel.
I really don't know. I think the first thing I thought of was just like stop signs. Like construction workers pulling out all the stop signs. That's all I got.
Going back to your
Not much thought there.
group of men working.
Logan?
Exactly.
I was thinking a similar line. I was thinking like train stops or bus stops. Like you'll take out the stops to like get someplace quicker.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, the idiom actually comes... by the way, I'm going to give the points to Dante, actually.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember his answer.
Who's your
His
dam?
was the damn, pulling out stops.
Unplug those
this
holes.
one you might not like that again. Whatever. But the idiom comes from the organ, the instrument, the organ. So it refers to when all of the stops on the organ, which is like the levers on the organ, you physically pull those out. So when you pull out all the stops, you're activating all the sounds at once and trying to make it as loud as possible.
An organ is just an air dam.
Yeah, it's just an air dam.
Well, I was thinking like you have flow. The stops are stopping the flow of sound.
No, I am totally with it.
All right,
That's
all
cool.
right.
This makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Organs are dams.
Okay, only one more question of this format.
Oh gosh.
Okay, question 13. Logan, you've been super grumpy so far today. Did you get
true.
up on the wrong side of the bed? Provide the generally accepted origin of this idiom.
Are you asking me?
No,
wait.
if you want to buzz in, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I feel like I know
right.
this one
Rachel.
for some reason, but I could be completely wrong because it's very specific. Thomas Jefferson, he has a house on the East Coast. It's called like Monticello or something. And his bedroom, his bed is in between a wall. On one side of the wall, it's his bedroom. On the other side, it's his office.
Huh.
So, yeah, I know. I feel like this is wrong because it's too niche, but
Interesting.
maybe
That's cool.
Maybe that's what it's referring to because it's like such a weird design and it was
that's a good
very
guess.
impactful at that time in architecture, at least in what I learned in art history. So he got off on the wrong side of the bed because it led to the office or the bedroom. I don't know.
Good guess. Dante?
Okay, so fun fact. In mountaineering years, when the American West was just getting discovered, there was all these people that would go on these trips out into the Rockies. And sometimes they would set up camp at night wherever, it's like you're hiking, you're like, man, I got to set up camp. It's already dark. Here's fine underneath my ground, right? And sometimes they would set up their bedroll on a cliffside, not knowing it. And so if you woke up the next day and one of your buddies had fallen off the side of the cliff and died, you would say like, oh man, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed because he would have like actually rolled off in his sleep.
All right. Logan, do you want to give it a go?
Sure. I'm going to say it has to do with like something in the military. So like, how, and all I know is from movies. So they come in the like early in the morning and they're like, blah, 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 wake up. And everyone has to like wake up super quick. And then everyone has to be like really orderly, really fast. And I think they all have to like wake up on the same side of the bed. And if they get up on the wrong side of the bed, it's like a really bad start to the day.
Ooh.
Okay.
I
like
think...
they have to like do bad stuff, or it's like not good luck or something.
Okay, so especially with that last bit,
Not
I'm
good
definitely
luck.
giving the points to Logan.
Yeah.
Because you said not good luck. Because the idiom comes from ancient Rome, where philosophers equated the right side of anything as the positive side and the left side of anything as the negative side.
Oh,
so
okay.
Oh, okay.
the story is that Romans always exited the bed on the right side in order to start the day in contact with positive forces.
Okay, but what if you
Interesting.
sleep face
Who's
down?
right? Your left or my left?
Right, exactly.
I think that's pretty simple. Just when you wake up, you are in a direction, and you just go towards your right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
When I was going through this, I definitely realized that I sleep and get up on the left side of my bed every single day, which would explain a lot, honestly.
which side of your bed is the left side of your bed?
When you
So
lay
you know how
in
you
your
lay
bed,
down? Like, do you understand? Like laying down.
Okay, but if I'm looking at a bed
Walk
and I'm
me
like,
through
the
it.
left side of the bed, I'm like, okay, the left side, it's this way. But if I'm
It's when you're
from the frame
on
of
it.
reference of in the bed, then
Yeah,
the
it's when
right
you're
side
in
of the
it.
bed.
If you're the bed, Logan, if you're the bed, you're left
If I'm
side.
the bed.
All right. So question 14. It's all Greek to me. Many common idioms use the name of a nationality or city. Name as many other idioms that fall into this category as possible.
Name a
Wow.
nationality or city.
Oh my
Nationality or a city. Dante.
I only buzzed in because I could
No!
think of literally one, which is
Okay.
when in Rome.
That is one.
Oh, okay.
Well, hold on. Before you
How
go,
long do I get?
I will give you until I say you're up.
Okay. It's pardon my French.
That is another one. Yes. That's two.
And double
Three.
Dutch. Does that count?
No.
Probably not.
I'm thinking about giving it to you,
I feel
but
like
I'll
it should.
come back to that
He's
one.
already winning.
I'm gonna say no for now.
What about the
Three.
No,
Two.
the Big Apple.
One.
Does it ever
No.
have a city in the idiom? Okay. Yeah.
All right, Logan.
Well, let's see. Off the top of my head, pardon my French, and when in Rome.
Off the top of your head.
Yeah. And then, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yes, that's another
Good
one.
There's no more.
All right, so that's 1 point for Logan. Rachel, can you think of any more?
Gosh, no. I feel like all the ones that are most
You
common.
definitely got the more common ones so far, I think.
Isn't
There's
there one
maybe a
that's
couple
like
more.
do as the Romans do or something? Do as the something?
That
think
is
that's-
the second part of when in Rome.
Oh.
So it's when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yeah. Do I get
I think she should get a
0.5?
point.
You know what? Yeah, you get a point for that because that is
Yay.
part of the idiom. I think I'm going to call it. So I think that was 2 for Dante and 1 for Logan and Rachel. So here are some other ones that you didn't think of. Put a little English on it.
Oh, yeah.
Never heard that.
There is, I don't really know what this one is, but I wrote it down anyway. But Dutch uncle, or to go Dutch. I didn't know what that was.
Oh, going Dutch. I've heard that.
Sure. Mexican standoff.
Oh, dang. I should have got that.
The Irish goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Russian roulette, which
Oh.
is not.
Oh,
that's a
man. That
game.
was...
You have
suck.
the Good Samaritan.
Oh.
And then there's one more Rome one that you guys didn't get, which was all roads lead to
Lead
Rome.
to Rome.
Oh,
Dang
yeah.
it.
So for the final question,
Oh,
you are going to have to place the following 4 idioms in the correct chronological order
Ooh.
based on the first known print of the idiom.
I mean,
Print?
Fly off the handle, hang on by the skin of your teeth, jump the shark, and don't count your chickens before they hatch. Logan.
A, B, C, D.
I literally
So
thought
you
about
are
doing that.
you're saying I read them off
I was
in
actually
order.
thinking that. I'm like, oh, actually, that makes sense. Yeah, I think so.
So you're saying the correct order is fly off the handle, hang on by the skin of your teeth, jump the shark, and then don't count your chickens before they hatch.
And we'll flip the last 2.
Okay. In that case, you were wrong.
Okay.
Rachel.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the chickens first,
Okay.
then the shark, and then fly off the handle, and then the skin of your teeth.
Okay. That is incorrect.
Okay, I'm gonna guess D, which is chickens, right?
Yep.
Then B, which is what, skin of your teeth?
Yep.
Then fly off the handle, and then jump the shark.
Okay, so none of you were right, but Dante was definitely the closest. Dante, you just switched the order of 2 of them. So the correct order is number 1, hang on by the skin of your teeth.
Really?
Oh.
Oh.
So hang on by the skin of your teeth. First written down, not in English, but first written down between the 7th and 4th centuries BCE.
Back when everyone had skin on their teeth.
This is directly from the Bible. It is in Job 19:20. The verse says, "My bone clings to my skin and to my flesh, and I have escaped by the skin of my teeth."
Gross.
So that is number 1. Number 2 was "Don't count your chickens before they hatch." The earliest known print of that is 1570. So that you basically just had those two switched, Dante, because the third is "Fly Off the Handle." That was in 1834 by Thomas C. Halliburton. And then finally, "Jump the Shark," 1985. This is something that a lot of people will probably recognize because "Jump the Shark" refers to the 1977 episode of Happy Days when the Fonz jumps over a shark on water skis.
What?
So, yeah. This phrase basically was like adapted after this episode to start saying it's a creative outlet that appears to make a misguided attempt at generating new attention or publicity for something that is perceived once to have been widely popular but is no longer. So these guys, John Hine and Sean Connolly, they like created this website called Jump the Shark, and they just like anytime a show would do that, they would add it to the list. So, but yeah, so I think Dante, you get the 3 points for that.
Do it, but I didn't even get it right.
Yeah, I mean, you were close enough. Like I said, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades and round 3. All right, so where are we at with points at the end of round 3?
I think I'm at 6.
I think I still have 3.
No, you have 4 now.
I have 4?
I have 14.
Okay, so I think Dante might win. If the two of you want to challenge one of the questions still, you can. I believe the fat lady has sungeth at this point, but you still can challenge.
Oh gosh, all the
You don't have
questions
to.
were so random, it's so hard to know.
Yeah.
Which would be the fake one?
Idiom history is so arbitrary already.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything
they're all
sounds made up.
weird. Everything, but like I can track all of them except the one I haven't heard before because it was in a different language. The one about the kitten.
Yeah, I feel like it's either the sneezing one, the spilling the beans one.
I'm gonna guess the kitten one.
You're gonna say the response to bless you.
Oh, sorry. I just sneezed.
That's
Get out of
incorrect.
here, cat.
They do say
Thank you.
"go away kitten" in Serbian for children.
Dang it. Alright, I have 0 points. No,
I
I have
don't
1
want
point.
to challenge.
You
I
have
don't have
1
enough
point.
points to challenge.
Rachel, do you want to challenge with my points?
Yeah, can I challenge with Dante's points?
Yep.
Yeah.
What? Why couldn't I do that?
Logan, you
now
can
I
too.
have 1 point.
Can you retroactively do
You
it?
didn't ask. No.
Okay.
No. You know what they say? A bird
Logan,
in the
I'm
hand is
Venmoing
worth
you.
2 in the bush.
I'm Venmoing you my points right now.
Okay, thanks, man.
Wait, what was the one
points.
that I said I was thinking besides
I
the
didn't
sneezing
remember.
one?
The beans.
Beans.
The beans. The beans. The special beans.
What was the answer to the beans?
The color
It was
beans.
the Greek vase.
Yeah,
Greek vase.
the colored beans in the vase.
It's Dante's point, so I'm just gonna say that one. It's false.
No, you're wrong. So Dante loses 14 points. No, just kidding.
What? Hang on here.
Rachel win. No. Yeah. Dante, you lose 3 points, so you're at 11 now.
Sorry, Dante.
The
okay.
incorrect answer was question 11, the whole 9 yards. I completely made the tape measure thing up. That is
it a
not
football thing?
So here's the best
Is it a
part about
movie
it.
industry thing?
There is no clear known origin to this idiom.
Get
There's lots of idioms that are like, there's plenty of possible explanations, but not one clear one. This is one of those. But yeah, that was the incorrect answer though.
The one question I got right was
You got 3. You got 3. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess all I gotta say to like, especially Logan, is don't quit your day job. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
all right. Well, I think we have arrived to our destination. I will give 2 bonus points to someone that can name the city that we just arrived in.
Battle Creek, Montana. South.
Right
No.
state. It's the right state.
yeah, it's Montana for sure.
Something with a B.
Ba ba black sheep.
We
Montana.
are in
Montana.
Bear Dance, Montana.
Bear dance.
All right. Well, that was, I think, fair to say it was piece of cake, right? I think as it fades now, it should just be us trying to say as many idioms as we can.
Yeah.
I want
Okay.
you to know every time I hear an idiom, I'm going to have severe anger and
That's
just
great.
think of
That
you.
means I've killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh my gosh.